Mic check, mic check. Cool, cool. Okay, first off, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out here to see your friend Anna Ward. This is the Select Few Sessions. My name is Troy Track Select, and if you're watching, you are one of the select few. So I'm very excited to have you all here. We'll be able to ask some questions from Anna Ward after she does her set, and I'm just gonna let her get started. I might reset that. That's still all right?
Yeah, I think so. Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming. This is my first song, it's called Animal. And yeah, thanks for coming. These first few songs are ones that I wrote between like the ages of 19 and 23. So they're touchstones from that point of my life. This next one is called Body. I don't wanna be better than me. I don't wanna be better. I don't want you to strike me down. I don't wanna be better. I just wanna be home in my body, and I just wanna be free. I don't wanna be better than me. I peace over my grief. I just wanna be home in my body, and I just wanna be free. I don't wanna be better than me. I don't wanna be better. Cool. Okay, this next one is called Spirit. Could there be something else beyond the closing door? Could this water turn to wine somehow? Could I be growing up? Could mountains rise to greet me? I was once a girl, my father on my right, perpetuating honor somehow. And I've been fighting wars that shouldn't be fought alone. You make me so unafraid, and I wanna drown in the words you say, but I know me too well. All this light escapes behind the wandering eyes that look just like mine. I know me too well. Sing to me again, and I will let you in the thundering ocean of my heart. It's always been yours, it's always been you anyway. You make me so unafraid, and I wanna drown in the words you say, but I know me too well. All this light escapes behind the wandering eyes that look just like mine. I know me too well. I know me too well. My brother is going to accompany me on this next one. His name is Jonah Ward, and he's a musician, and he's very good, so you should look up his music. Okay, this one is called Just / Wherever You Go, whatever. Let me know when you're ready. Ooh.
There we go.
How is everybody?
All right, I was gonna be awful the whole time. There we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a lot for you to handle, and I know that it's hard, but I don't
feel that you're sorry when you go. Wherever you go, you go.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This next one is called Entropy. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I close enough to the mic? Okay, cool. Good, good. Ecology. All of me I knew was just like this. You were easy to promises. Love and other listeners, I guess it was tempting to cut to the bone. Do you love me? Or am I spoken Find me reaching for that cup again. What do you say that I am? What do you say that I So now we're moving into songs that I wrote in like the last year and a half. And this is called If I Knew. Could you close your hand around mine? Pave a road I wrote this one this week. So, yeah, it's called The Man.
You wanna revisit this? I don't wanna start again. I don't wanna give my name. Don't wanna be in second place. Change my voice for the phone call. I don't believe in that stuff anymore. It's so fucking scary. I look around, no one recognizes me. Nursing your ego. And I'm supposed to think you're the greatest man I know. We're in the game, but out of bounds. I locked the keys inside the house. It's how I spend all my days now. Look at things and walk around. It's so fucking scary. I look around, no one recognizes me. Nursing your ego. I'm supposed to think you're the greatest man I know. And I'll be doing that math for years. I'll be doing that math for years. And I'll be doing that math for years. I'll be doing that math for years. It's so fucking scary. I look around, no one recognizes me. Nursing your ego. I'm supposed to think you're the greatest man I know. It's so fucking scary.
Thank you. I just have 3 more. Thank you for sticking with me. This is the longest that I've ever done. So it's fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. This one's called Loser. I'm on a mission to not look like a loser. With you out of my system should be easier now. Intuition and all around accusers, looking in the back room for an excess we don't have. But I forgive myself. That's an issue, but it isn't mine. Nothing I could say about that time. Try to tell myself it wasn't fair. I know a thing or two about being scared, but you would never hear those words coming out of my mouth. There's a kindness in giving me the ending, allowing me to call it when I see the pain ahead. It isn't what I This one's called Too Much.
I wanna let you inside of me, or whatever. If I could believe you, if you could believe me too. What do I know? What do I know? It's my birthday and I'm feeling sensitive again. I wanna make sense of something for once. Is that too much to ask? Too much. Too much. Too much.
All right, this is my last one. And this is my favorite song I've ever written. It's called September Song or No Match, whatever you want to call it.
much we can lose. Guarding the door, watching me, watching you. You were the taste in the back of my mouth, and you were laughing at me. I see your face in everyone now. It makes me so uneasy. Had to accept it when I was a child, but now I own my body. I am not angry after all this time. You wouldn't recognize me. You had it all. Crazy how much we can lose. Guarding the door, watching me, watching you. That's all. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Cool. So give me like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to reset all this stuff so we can sit down and we'll have our interview after that. All right, I think that's good. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of feedback now.
Cool.
I think our levels are okay. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, sorry y'all. Okay, cool. So, my name is Troy Track Select. These are the Select Few sessions. Every month, I do a show with a local Indianapolis artist, and the whole point is to kind of give people a platform, like an award here, and they get to perform in different places, and it's kind of like a tour of Indianapolis, so we're always going somewhere new, and you'll be able to learn a new spot in the city if you don't already know. You should follow me on Instagram at Mr. Troy Track Select. That's the easiest way to know whenever the events are coming out. And I think I can stop with the promo. Okay, so we're currently in Commissary, or the Blind Tiger, depending on what time it is and what day it is. We're in downtown, and it's a coffee shop that makes coffee and cocktails at night. So please come by and support them because they've supported us so much. I've done several events here already, ones that weren't mine, and this is the first one that is mine. Yeah. Oh yeah, also shout out to them for helping us out. Okay. And let's give it up one more time for Anna Ward because it was such a beautiful performance. I enjoyed it so much.
Thank you.
Just the greatest. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for that. I just feel so grateful. Thank you for having me.
So, I'm trying to remember. I think I met you, LOL, in a random parking lot in Fountain Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out. I was walking around just outside, and you guys had speakers set up in that parking lot right next to, there's a little coffee shop, and not next to Zodiac Vintage, but more so.
It's called the Garage,
Square
I
Cat.
think. Is
Garage?
it Fountain Square Garage or something?
Oh, yeah, well, there is one over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, I was outside just looking to do something, and they had speakers set up, and I was like, well, what are they doing over there? They've got chairs set up and stuff. I guess I'll see what they're going to do. And they said it was a live concert, and I was like, okay, I'll hang out. And then you got to perform, and I kind of already had this idea in my brain about doing this whole Select Few Session stuff, but it wasn't quite yet in fruition, and I made the decision. I was like, I have to have Anna on the show. And you were super receptive to it.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And you were like, yeah. And so this is, I don't know, maybe 6 months in the making, something like
Yeah.
that? It's been a long time.
Yeah, that was in September.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd like to start off with those general artist questions. So, how long have you been doing music, period? How long have you been playing, singing, all that sort of stuff?
Both of my parents were worship leaders when I was a kid. So I was always doing music since I was a young kid. I was up on stage with them sometimes at church. And then when I was like 8, I started doing musicals. And then when I got to be like 12, 13 is when I started teaching myself piano, started writing songs, and just went from there. Yeah.
So, then what really inspired you to start playing for yourself?
I actually don't really know. I liked some music that was on piano. There were just songs that I liked. I wanted to be able to play for myself. Actually, I had this little recorder, like a cassette thing, and I would record myself singing songs that I wrote on cassettes.
Very old school.
Yeah, I'm only 25, but I had that. And I would record myself all the time, just singing a cappella songs, writing songs on that little cassette thing. And I would record on those cassettes over and over. That's probably when I was like 6. So then I was still writing songs. I've journaled since I could write, and all of my journals are full of songs I would write. So yeah, when I was 12 is when I started wanting to put those on piano.
Oh. So at this point, you've been writing music for quite some time.
Yeah.
Do you have a creative process, a way that you come up with what you're going to write, or kind of, I don't know, mindset you want to be in when you're doing that?
I write songs still pretty much that same way.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea and I'll record it on my voice memos. Most of the time, I'll write a whole song before I even sit down at the piano. Like it's already a fleshed out idea that I've recorded all of it, and then I'll play the piano. So the piano kind of comes secondary. But yeah, I'll just have an idea hit me. There's different versions. Like sometimes it's more laborious. Like I'll have to sit down and really flesh something out. And then the songs that I really love and feel so natural, you can write it in 5 minutes, and it's really fun. So, but you have to kind of work and flesh those things out to be able to catch an idea to write in 5 minutes. So it definitely requires practice, I think.
Yeah. Are there some songs that take you, I assume some songs that take you much longer? What do you think is kind of the longest that you've worked on a song?
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah, just things that I keep returning to and working on, and eventually, finally, it feels finished. It's not even some of the ones that I played today probably didn't feel finished until this year, but I started writing them when I was maybe 20.
Yeah. Is there something that makes you or tells you that a song is finished? I know that's very hard for a lot of artists.
That's really hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it just is the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, since it's so piano and voice only, it really is a lot sometimes I'm making up ideas for how I might want the production to sound. So I think that's another step. Sometimes I get to do, sometimes I don't. But I can tell just by the way I feel if a song is done on piano, and then maybe I have more ideas for the future with it.
Yeah. So at this point, I guess we talked at a point, and right now you currently don't have anything out on social media.
I don't have anything to
or
stream.
Spotify
I
or
mean, I have
whatever.
videos of me singing, but yeah, I don't have any thing on Spotify for sure.
Yeah, you got to dig deep in the archives of Instagram to find your song. Yeah. I was up in there trying to find questions and stuff. I was like, okay, all right, we've got a minute here. Let me see how much I can get.
Yeah.
What do you think has kept you from releasing music to this point, since you've been writing for so long?
Oh, I have such a long story. Okay. So when I was 16, I was kind of thinking about pursuing a career in music, and through a couple of weird interactions and connections that I made, I signed a contract with a management agency, and I didn't really understand what it was for. It was kind of a weird thing, but after I graduated high school, I moved to Miami to work with my managers and write songs and try to do music as a job. and I didn't want to do it. I was really religious at the time. I wanted to be a missionary instead. And also there was so much pressure. I felt really, really pressured. My parents really, really wanted me to be a musician. It was like the opposite of the Disney Channel movie where my parents were like, please be a musician. I was like, I want to go to college. And so I stopped doing music. I know. Yeah.
I was trying my best not to go to college. I did not want to go so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I was like begging my parents, like, I don't want to have a music career. So, which is funny, but it's just like my relationship with creativity for so many reasons wasn't very good. I felt really pressured. I stopped doing that and decided to pursue other things, and so many different circumstances in my life. I moved here when I was 19. So I grew up in the South originally. So I walked away from trying to do music as a career, and then just was writing songs for myself for fun, and then continued to really wrestle with my relationship with creativity until like a year and a half ago when I started writing songs and stopping being so precious with them. It's hard to describe, but it was a really important journey for me to go through, and now I'm much more poised to be able to make the songs that I want to make and record them just for myself and share them with other people because they're special to me, rather than to become a famous musician, which is what I was originally trying to do, and which was a failed. It was failed from the start because I didn't really want it.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you said it took you a while because you're being so precious with your songs, was it because your songs have a lot of vulnerability in them? So was it because of that, or was it just in general you didn't really want to share your songs like that, or what do you think that was?
I'm a really big perfectionist, so I struggled to even like the music that I made and feel like it was worth sharing with anybody. It is so vulnerable. It like feels like a part of me, and so if somebody doesn't like it, even one person, I'm like, oh, it sucks. That was how it was for a long time. It's not as much how it is anymore. It's still like an ongoing internal thing, but I just couldn't let a song go into the world if everyone wasn't going to love it, and it wasn't going to be perfect, and it meant that I wasn't a good person. If people didn't like the song wasn't good. And that's too much pressure for an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, and it made it not enjoyable, definitely, to make music after that. But, it's been a journey. It's a lot better now.
And how long were you in? You actually did move to Miami, right?
It was like a year and a half that I spent doing music, and I also went to Nashville, worked with a producer there, and like wrote songs there and stuff.
So do you have any other like creative outlets besides music? Some people like design clothes and stuff, or paint. I don't know.
Well, I'm an amazing dancer.
There it is.
No.
I was gonna ask you to break out like a robot or something.
Absolutely not. No, I feel like so much is creative, and I've learned that from good friends that I love very much. I've learned a lot about creativity and bringing it into every part of my life. I feel like my whole life feels like a creative outlet now. But I write, I still journal a lot. I make a lot of music, and music is probably still my main outlet, yeah.
Yeah, cool. There was something that was in my brain. I have hard times keeping up with those things sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I guess, yeah, so when I first met you and heard you perform, I remember, I knew pretty instantly that those songs were very special and very personal because we were in a parking lot, and I was like, oh, I'm going to cry in front of all these strangers in a parking lot. But I guess, is there certain emotions that you're looking to make listeners of your music feel, or is it just like, you're just writing for yourself at this point, right?
No, I'm not trying to make anybody feel anything. I'm trying to make myself not feel something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get something out of me. And yeah, there's so much influence of like worship music. I grew up evangelical, and there's a huge evangelical influence, I think, in my music, because I was always, you know, when you're leading worship, you're looking to like get a room of people to a place.
Yeah.
And I still have that influence a lot. I think I'm not trying to do that, but that like emotional, like angstiness of music, I think I still have unintentionally with me. But that's because I'm bringing my feelings. I'm trying to work some shit out.
Yeah. Are there influences that you have that you just enjoy and feel like you want to bring elements of them into your music, or is it just I just do whatever and it comes out?
I think it's do whatever and it comes out. I think that the influences that I have, for better or worse, are worship, evangelical stuff, and musicals, because I was big into musical theater. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite musical?
Yeah,
I don't know a ton about
of
them.
course I have
What's
a
your
favorite.
What's your favorite one?
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods. Oh, isn't that like the Red Riding Hood, and then she has like a bunch of different...
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How old is that one?
It's old. I
Okay.
don't know.
I feel like it just came back into popularity at some point. When I
Yeah,
was like,
they made a movie out of it.
all right.
But the music is just beautiful. But I just was in musicals a lot when I was a kid, and that was a huge part of my life. And so I think that drama still influences my music a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's very very soap opera-esque. Some feelings of just bringing out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think those are the general ones. Yeah, let's go a little bit deeper into some of the songs that you actually wrote.
Okay.
So the first one that you played, which is actually one of the songs that's on Instagram, if you scroll and find it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a special little secret. Go find it. So it's called Animal, correct?
It is.
Okay. So I remember even in watching the performance online, you have a line where you say you feel like an animal when this person looks at you. So what does feeling like an animal mean to you in this context?
Y'all are gonna learn so many things. That line was influenced by an ex-boyfriend. When he would get angry at me, he would be like, "I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster," and I would be like, "What? You're mad at me. I'm supposed to be comforting you for feeling mad at me. I'm comforting you about your feelings." So it was, I think, about like feeling frustrated with that responsibility.
Yeah, that is definitely a tough cycle to kind of break out of.
Is that what you wanted to hear? I mean, I'm going to be really honest. I can't make something up on the spot.
I'm not asking you to.
Okay.
Just asking you questions as they come to me when I write them down.
I'm going to be real honest about it.
Yeah. So, and then you had a song called Body where you said something to the effect of you want them to be empty with you. What does that mean?
Can I talk a little bit about that song too, just in general?
Yeah, go for it.
So that song I wrote when I was 19, there was like a collection of songs. When I was 19, I moved here after leaving a camp that I was working at, a Christian camp, and simultaneously leaving Christianity. And that was just like the most heart-wrenching time of my life. I moved here with a guy that I met at the camp. I didn't know anybody. I was struggling with so many different things. It was just a really hard time. And music had been such an important part of my faith, and I lost my faith, but I still had music. And so there's 3 songs that I wrote in that time called, and it's Body, Spirit, and Mind, and I also played Spirit tonight. And Body, I struggled a lot with body image, but there's so much just fucked up rhetoric about the body in evangelicalism. So I was bringing all of that to that song. And that line, it goes, "There's nothing left to let go of, be empty with me." I felt like I lost everything. So I felt like I was empty, and I wanted for somebody to just like be human with me after losing everything.
That makes sense. Did you feel just empty because you were in a new place and you just kind of left a big part of your life behind?
Yeah. I just felt like I lost everything. So I felt like I wanted somebody to be in that with me.
Yeah. And there's another line on there where you mentioned being at home in your own body, I believe. What does that mean for you?
Oh my God. That song really was about what I wanted at the time and didn't have at the time. And now I feel like I do have that. Like I am at home in my body. But it's been a really, really, really heart-wrenching, I keep using that word, like fucking guts out journey to be at home in my body. But at the time, I didn't even know what that would feel like. I didn't know what it would feel like to be a person who was just like in my body for so many reasons. So now what it means to be home in my body is to know that at least I have a home I can come to within myself. I just didn't have that for a really long time. Yeah.
I'm glad you made it.
Thank you. It took a little longer for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a issue that a lot of people struggle with. So I'm glad that you can at least be another voice to share with them that they don't have to feel by themselves, you know.
Yeah.
There's a point, and I don't believe it's on the song, but you said you don't want to be better than yourself.
Yeah.
I believe. So what was that? What did
That's
that mean?
about God. That was about feeling in Christianity like I constantly was trying to be better than just who I already was. And so I was feeling in that moment like I don't want to be better than me. I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
I want that to be enough.
Do you feel like you got to that point?
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I'm trying. But I definitely feel like there's more permission now. And something I was thinking about this talking about my songs, and I think that the songs that I've written now and just looking back at those, I've been in therapy for 7 years. Every week. I'm on time. I'm not on time for anything. And I have been working on building a trustful relationship with myself. That's what you're supposed to do as a child. A lot of us don't get the opportunity to build a trustful relationships with ourselves as a child, but in a perfect world, that's what we would do. So I've spent the last 7 years building a trustful relationship with myself that I didn't have at that time. So I feel like at least I have that. I have the opportunity to come home to my body. I have the opportunity to not try to be better than just who I am.
And what is a trustful relationship with oneself?
Because of how I was raised and a lot of the stuff that I struggled with, I didn't trust myself. I was looking outside of myself for any framework on how to live, somebody to tell me what to do. And now I really think that I can only figure those things out through process. So I guess that's really what a trustful relationship with myself is knowing that I can return home to my body. I don't know. Maybe that's too cliche, but that's really how I feel. I go out into the woods and I just write music and I just try to work shit out. And I just didn't ever think that was enough before.
Well, I'm glad you made it this far. It's quite a difficult journey to start on and keep going on, especially. I think, and I'm not quite sure if this was another song either, because I was trying my best to keep track. But there was a point where you were talking to someone, and you said, I don't want to know that you're angry. I just want to know that or feel that you're sorry. Was that person ever truly sorry? No. The answer is no.
I really wanted for them to be at the time, but now I don't need for them to be.
And how do you get to that point where you realize you don't need that? Maybe validation is the word I want to use.
I think a lot of other people in my life giving me the validation that I needed, but also finding out that sometimes you just don't get that. That's just human life. You just don't get that. And I get to now have relationships on my own terms. You can't get back what you didn't have when you were a kid, but I can build what I can build now. Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot of references to change of yourself and how you've kind of turned into a different person. And there are moments that you've referenced saying, you said something was very scary and that no one recognized you. What do you think it was that made them not recognize you anymore? Or why didn't they recognize you?
Well, that line is a song I wrote this week, and that is about feeling like, I'm scared I'm never going to find my wife. Because I look around and do I feel really recognized by anybody?
I see.
So that's what that's about. Sorry to change the subject.
No, I mean, I asked the question. I don't think it's changing the subject. Do you feel like you just kind of walk in the city and like people look past you, or what is it that?
It's just hard to. I've been single for a year and a half, and I was in like for my whole adult life. I've been in like serious relationships.
Yeah.
And I was in serious relationships with men. So so now I've been single and been like seeing what that's like and like trying to be on dating apps and just feeling like it. I thought that it wasn't that rare to feel connected to people in that way because I was in 2 really serious relationships back to back. I didn't realize how rare it is actually to feel like you can even be in that space with someone.
Oh, yeah, people be hurting out here for sure.
Oof.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's chilly out here. So I just feel it felt like it's scary. I look around and I'm like, does anybody really see me? Am I going to be seen by somebody? Yeah, it's just a question because I don't know.
I feel like you've gotten to a point where you don't really, maybe you don't feel it as strongly, but feel the need to be seen so much. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, probably. I don't feel the need to be validated by others as much, but I definitely, like everybody, want a wife.
Yeah. Shout out, dog.
Everybody wants a wife.
Everybody wants one. So, I want to get to another one. I think, so like, I don't know why you think that. So then there's another moment where you're talking to someone where they have like a lot of issues that you say aren't yours. Can you remind me of what some of those issues were?
Can you tell me more about the context?
I'm not even sure.
Oh, that's an issue, but it isn't mine.
Yes.
That was about some girl drama that I had, some gay girl drama. I was in a situation where typically I will bite the bullet and date someone even if it doesn't seem like it's going to go very well.
What a harsh way to tell somebody that. Hey, I had to bite the bullet when I said, yeah, I'll go out with you.
Well, she was a mess. No, she was putting me through it, and I usually would have taken that and just like bit the bullet, been okay with being treated not well. And I was able to say, that's your problem. How your things that you're trying to put onto me is your problem. So that's a healthy progression.
Boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries.
That's nice. A nice story at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's good.
And then I think my last one about a song specifically is on No Match. You said you had it all, but, well, it just made me feel like they don't have that anymore. So what is it all to you in this context?
Well, I think like one of our first relationships when we're young, we're giving so much of ourselves because we believe so much and we want so much to share and be seen by a person. And I just know that in this song, the relationship that song's about, laid it all on the table, and really shouldn't I don't know if you ever can be seen like that in a relationship with another adult. I was seeking something that you can't get really from other people. Yeah. And that's kind of a story of my life. Seeking validation that I can only give to myself. That's kind of what that was about, was really putting it all out, but learning really that doesn't need to happen.
So at this point, since those were my questions, I'd like to open up to the crowd if they have any questions that they'd like to ask Miss Anna here. No pressure, but it'd be great if you did ask a couple.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I think it's a way to just interact with artists that we don't typically get, and especially since you're right here in front of them.
I am.
And you live in the city, it'd be nice to, just reach out and touch. So does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask? I'm just trying to play.
I can't tell if it's worse for nobody to ask a question or for a bunch of people to ask questions.
It just depends.
What artist are you most inspired by?
There you go. What artist are you most inspired by? Thank you so much.
Probably, honestly, Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine. Yeah. She was the first. She
actually went out to
No way! Yay! That's cool. Aw, thank you for asking. I want to see that tattoo. I really love Florence Welch. I think Florence Welch was what does it say? Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Her music was the first music that I heard that I liked on my own.
Okay.
At like probably 12 or so, I was like, that is really good music.
Yeah.
And so I just have carried her with me all the time. I love her.
Does anyone else want to ask anything? It's cool if you don't.
Just ask, babe.
Yeah. If you don't, I'll probably just ask another question.
That's fine too.
That's cool. So you said Florence Welch was the first artist that you found on your own, kind of without any other help. Were there other artists that you found kind of close after that you really think shaped your musical tastes?
Yeah, Paramore. Yeah, I loved them. I loved Paramore. I loved Florence Welch. I just the Chicks were. I loved them since I was really, really young. So they really were, I think, inspirational to me. Just a lot of strong female artists that made me feel like I could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson.
Shout out
Shania
to Kelly
Twain.
Clarkson.
Yeah.
Did you go to the concert? Didn't she come here like a couple months ago?
Shania?
No,
Or
Kelly Clarkson.
No, I did go to a Kelly Clarkson concert when I was a kid.
Yeah, go for it.
So you mentioned your music career. Are there like demos that exist in the universe from that?
there
like
are.
A Christian phase of your music.
I was not trying to be a Christian artist, thank God. I was just trying to be normal. But but I did there are songs I made of that time for sure. Those are interesting ones for sure.
I'll ask you about where I can find them later.
Okay,
So.
all right. We'll see.
Does anybody else have a question? That was a good one. I'd like that.
That was
one
a good
lot.
one.
I wouldn't have thought about
That was
that.
sweet. Thank you. Anybody else?
All right. Elena, go for it.
Do you have any plans to put your music on Spotify or Apple Music?
Yeah, I would really like to. I want to record the songs that I played tonight and put them out in a project. My brother is a talented producer and musician, and so once I figure out what his rates are, I am going to record with him. So yeah, hopefully this year. That's what I would really love to do that.
Jonah, you're the favorite sibling.
Yeah.
That's how
Wow.
you
No,
say
he
that
is.
so you get the free rates. the free
Yeah,
rates.
right.
New non-Christian demos that exist.
Yeah. yeah, true.
Cool. Anybody else have anything? 'Cause we'll probably nip on out, let you guys go home. All right. Cool, dog. Well, thanks for coming out to the show.
Thank
Super
you
happy
so
you came.
much. Thank you
Give
for
it up
having
for
me.
her.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you.
So, I guess I'll see y'all next month. Peace, man.
Thanks, everybody.